Hello, in this video we're going to demonstrate a new product we've just launched for the cTrader trading platform. It's a pivot alert system. For those that don't know what pivot lines are, it's significant support and resistance levels that can be used to determine potential trades. So it comes from technical analysis from financial instruments taking the high, low and close value. And this alert system actually uses a mixture of all of the support and resistance levels, and it creates an average of them all, which is the central pivot line. And this is the pivot line where you'll have a high potential of a price reversal. So all of your support and resistance lines are price structure that's happened on a previous day's price, and it's calculated for the whole day. So I'll quickly go in and show you the indicator, and then I can explain it in more detail, okay? So what you can see on the chart here is the cTrader trading platform. If I go to F, I can look at all my indicators. At the bottom you've got custom. Then I want to go down to the one which is the click. I'll go daily pivot alerts. If I click on that, these are the parameters. Now you can edit the parameters here, but I'm going to show you the parameters in the automate function. It's easy to show them, okay? So you can use this indicator on the manual chart here or on the automate feature of the platform, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm just going to click OK. So now what we've got is the hourly time frame. At the top of the chart here you can see the current price. It's 73 pips away from the daily pivot. So again, the daily pivot is an average of all the support and resistance levels you can see there. And to confirm that, you can just click on the other prices right down there actually. So if you could go to, I can do it here. So if I just click upon the cross hours and go from the price all the way to the pivot line, it's 73 pips or 72, okay? So what this indicator does is this. When this price, say this price came down to support level 3 and it bounced, if it came all the way back up to close to the main pivot line here, it will actually send an alert. Now you can specify how many pips before it gets there that you want the alert to occur. So what I'm going to do now, I just wanted to show you this on this chart just to show you what it looks like. I'm going to go to the automate feature now. Personally, if I was running this for an alert system and I wasn't looking at the charts, I would run it on here, but if you're manual trading as well, use the manual feature. So in here you have all your indicators, and I'll quickly go for the parameters. So you've got the symbol you can choose at the top here, you've got the time frame, show labels. If you turn this off, it just takes away all the labels and shows the lines, so less clutter on the screen if you're trading. Send to email. If you select yes for this, it will send an email when the alert occurs. You put your email address in there. Send Telegram. If you select yes, and you have to add your Telegram credentials, it will actually send you an instant message to your mobile device, push notification, instantly, a bit similar to an SMS, and it will actually send it immediately as soon as the event occurs. Okay. Now on the product page, we've explained this in more detail, and I'll go through the product page later, and it actually shows you how to set up your Telegram service. Okay. Show pop-up. This is just a pop-up window that will appear on the screen when the price gets close to the main pivot line. Rearm after. What this does, if the price got close to the main pivot line, you don't want an alert going off continually every time it goes above and below the threshold. So what you do is you select a rearm feature. Now 5 minutes would mean that if it kept going below close to the pivot line, it would keep sending you messages every 5 minutes telling you it's getting close to the main pivot line. Okay, you can set it to 60 minutes or 1 hour if you want. Now the key here is the pips from pivot line. So here it's 74 pips. So if we set it as 74, it's 74.73 at the moment, and I turn pop-up on, when the price goes within 74 pips closer to the pivot line, it will actually send you an alert. In this case, it's just a pop-up. You've got the pivot color, support color, and resistance color. You can change these to anything you want. You just type in the color there. And show developer just shows who the developer at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so that's the parameters for it. Now again, you can run this on the automate feature and just run it. Most of you, I probably would have thought, would run it on the manual charting page. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just F11 to get rid of all that on the left and get rid of the bottom. So you've got a whole chart view now. Okay, so it's 75 pips away now. So what I'm going to do now is just go through the charts at different time frames to show you what it does, because there's different daily pivot isn't just used for all of it. Okay, I think if it's below 12 hours, the daily pivot is used. If it's about between 12 hours and weekly, it's weekly pivot, and above weekly, it's monthly. This is on the product page if you need to find out, but you can also see it on the top here. It will actually say daily. So I'm going to go down to 1 minute. Okay, now 1 minute you can't really see anything. You see a red line there. Now if I do this all the way across, now you can see 1 minute chart. The daily pivot line was here, and you can see the pivot levels all the way up to here. Okay, so if you want to use a 1 minute chart, it is possible if you do that. Now if I go back to the 1 hour chart and increase this, and you can see the pivot lines, and I'll just go to 12 hours. That's the pivot lines for 12 hours. So this is the weekly now. If you look at the top there, it says current price is 79 pips from the weekly pivot line. Okay, so that's the weekly pivot line in the center, and it makes sense. You can see the resistance and support here with all the price action that's occurred in this period since the 3rd of July. And if I go to monthly, so if I go to daily, it will still be the weekly pivot lines you can see there. Okay, and if you go to weekly, it will show you monthly pivot lines for the weekly view. So you can use it on all time frames. 1 hour is probably going to be used quite a lot actually. So that's it in a nutshell. That's what it does. It just sends you an alert when that occurs. I'll just quickly go to the product page and just show you where we've got it. No, I don't have the product page at hand. I'll put the link at the bottom of this YouTube video that you can click on, and you can be able to look at the product page and find out more information about it, and you can download the indicator as well. Okay. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up at the bottom, because that really helps my Google rankings and it helps our business. Okay, thank you very much.